transmission. All right, so welcome to another Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube live session. And this is our session at PM, but formula, some people, they could be interested, but maybe not sure. So I'll be here to also, if you have any particular question about the mentoring project, just talk about one competency. I covered all the 16 competencies during my mentoring program, and tonight I'm going to this. So, but first, for those that don't know me, my name is Gerson Ida. I'm the founder of www.engineersinaustralia.com, a website that I created pretty much a year ago with the objective to share information and content with engineers to help you guys to validate your engineering qualification here in Australia. And also, I also share some information about other subjects and interesting facts about engineering here in Australia. A lot of things about workplace health and safety, environmental management, job recruitment. I do a lot of recruitment at work. So it's going to be about competencies. So as you know, report, the CDR pathway, if you didn't really graduate here in Australia in a recognized course, the Washington Accord for Professional Engineers, the Sydney Accord for Engineering Associates or like technique, registered with the French 16 competencies, as well as your English test and all of other documentation as well. In these 3 career episodes, you've got to write them in a way that you address. There are 16 competencies that engineers demonstrate, and a lot of engineers, they find a lot of difficulties to relate to those examples or their examples of their past academic or work life, and then about actually, so is actually extracting from one of the classes. The title is, let's do a little bit of and Facebook example. Perhaps you have an example of something that you did that you may think. Please type in the comments, Instagram or Facebook or YouTube. A little bit of discussion. Obviously, I've got a lot of examples here that I use during the course. But if you have a particular example, please let me know, and perhaps that's the example that maybe you can use, perhaps you can't, but yeah. So any takers, any particular example? Nobody, a bit shy, or maybe I'll change the question. Do you know what example? You're probably not typing. What can I use as part of it? And a lot of people, that's why they get stuck, because they read the competency and then they cannot read. Well, I'm assuming to write a course for engineers, perhaps. It could be, I explain in my class. So what sort of tailored example? So depending on the sort of the type of engineering, I'm a civil engineer, but I think you told me during you're a production engineer. All right, so let's say in Catherine's example, she's a production engineer, a specific production system, and where you have zero inventory. So when machines they break, they don't really impact too much your supplies and raw materials and pretty much all your supplies. So let's pretend that you implemented that production system. So during the production system, you certainly did, let's say that you've implemented, because obviously it wasn't passed, and then once you implemented that system, you prepared a technical report about that implementation. So online, could you please prepare a technical report on stage of inventory that we manage, KPIs, the key performance indicators that usually production engineers, they measure. When you prepared that technical report, the preparation of the technical report is an evidence, is an example of this particular competency. So let's say that you wrote in your career episode that after I concluded the implementation of the Toyota production system in the factory that I worked, etc., 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 I've prepared a technical report about the successful completion of this implementation, where I covered the following KPI graph. You actually demonstrating. So it means that in your summary statement, you actually can use under the 3.4 competence used that you wrote about the technical. It is an evidence of this 3.4. And it doesn't need to be just engineers. I know that, well, I write this until today. I write several monthly reports. So like 6 months project. And every month you've got to write a monthly project report. And then you've got areas. So you've got several KRAs, key result areas. And then under the key result areas, you have a number of KPIs. So let's say that under the one of the KRAs is, let's say, finance. And then profit margin, your work in progress, you could be used to manage the finance of your project. So you manage it in your career episodes that my written monthly project report, including the following KRAs, and within each KRA, I handed to the project my supervisor, or was presented to the board, or was presented to the project leadership team, and so professionally pretend. And then to be able to do the design, you did a lot of research. So let's say that as part of your research you've carried out, you've elaborated a thesis or carry that particular example management of information. Work with Toyota. The city of Toyota in the center of Japan, and because we were studying, we went to some suppliers for the Nissan factory as well. Is that as part of this particular company, let's say that you've done a site survey in that site survey, because professionally you've implemented some sort of sometimes I gotta watch and look at this side too, and so, but also look to this side. You have let's say, for example, you set documentation in correspondences, in performance, so quality, procurement. So you will have under the board those project documentations, giving them, for example, a lot of companies, they have proper DMS systems, document management system, container, or a bucket number. So if you kind of create the project documentation, you could easily retrieve information, easily retrieve project documentation. So let's say that those numbers are starting with 1, for example, they were all about meeting minutes, meeting agendas, and meeting minutes. So meeting documentation, they were with those codes starting with 1. though the codes starting with 2, they were, let's say, or if you recorded and easily retrieved in the future, certainly that example you can use as part of your piece. In already half an hour almost. So lastly, another example that you could be using as part of this particular competency is, at least in the civil engineering, we've got to do as-built drawings. You estimate your project, and then let's say that you bid, and then you won the job, and then you get construction drawings, so you can actually build or construct. There's always some few things that change. Sometimes when you dig something, you are modifying, and then you keep updating the drawings, and then towards the end you ended up then handing over to the client as built drawings, which is an updated drawing that reflects what really you did on site. Because sometimes the final product is slightly different from the original. And when you say that, and I prepared as-built drawings and I delivered them to the customer, so the customer, they could know what really happened on site. So when you use that example, certainly claim 3.4 in your summary statement as well. So these are just probably 20 minutes just talking about one particular competency, and this competency is quite easy. So and this is how I deliver examples, because I know that you guys probably have a lot of experience, but then, one thing is to have a bucket full of experience and then try to pinch the specific summary statement. So during my classes, during the mentoring program, I gave all of those examples. I gave examples today about 3.4, professional use and management of information. And I give examples like this for every single competency. So when you get stuck in a particular competency, I give a lot of examples to relate to what potentially you could be using as part of your course. And from my experience, somebody else telling you what you need to write. It's just you relating to your own experience. So in terms of 3.4, it's pretty much what I do, just how I approach each particular competency. So I would like to just remember you guys that my online mentoring group is open. The enrollments are open until this coming Saturday. I will be closing enrollments this Saturday. And for some people, they probably didn't attend the webinar. I'm still offering the 9 extra bonuses. And I'm just going to quickly say the 9 bonuses for those ones that are going to participate. The first one is a VIP group in Telegram app. What's this Telegram? Telegram is like WhatsApp. It's a closed group. We are going to include just the mentoring participants, and they are able to ask me questions, and they will be there in this mentoring group for like I'd say they're 60 days or 90 days, but probably going to be open maximum of 1 year. 1 year, I think it's a fair time for a little bit later on, because we'll need revision, because you will learn how to write it, and then you will write very, very well. And that's what's in Telegram usually is 550. Don't get that for free. Bonus number 2, preparing a curriculum vitae. I'm pretty sure that once you get validated as an engineer, you have to obviously go to the market and have to prepare your CV. So I wrote an ebook with the experience that I had recruiting a lot of engineers and project managers, with the mistakes that they do. I put together what they shouldn't really be doing and what they should be doing. So I wrote an ebook with that. Usually it's $25. You get that for free. You're going to get as part of the bonus with 7 tips for preparing a cover letter. Cover letter is one of the most important documents in the recruitment process. A lot of people, they underestimate cover letters, and that's why they never get called for the interview, because the cover letter is not good. So I wrote an ebook with that. It's yours for free. Usually it costs $25 as well. Bonus number 4 is another ebook that I wrote, 7 tips on how to behave in interviews, in professional interviews. There's no point for you to have a very good CV and a very good cover letter if when you are going to the interview, you don't really know how to behave in an interview, to address the competencies during the interview. Number 5 is what we do for this question and a half hour session with me and with the other, and the participants will be able to ask questions directly to 2 months. So why is that? Because sometimes, let's say that you finish your classes with me, but then something happens and you can't really start straight away. And then you decide to start writing in 4 months' time. And then once you start writing, you have questions. So if you have questions, that's all right, because I'm going to be doing every 2 months these question and answer sessions. And I'll be sending to my students every time the reminder and the link to the webinar. And you will be able to join the question and answers. And then you say, hey, Jerison, remember I did the mentoring 6 months ago, and now I'm ready. I've got some questions. And that's fine. We've got 90 minutes there to answer questions. Your question could be somebody else's question, and other people's question could be your question as well. So you have access for 1 year to participate in these question and answers. Another $150, but you get that for free. Using the 5W and 2 Ages methodology, plan to complete your CDR in 30 days if you wish, and obviously if you have time to dedicate. It's just a simple Excel spreadsheet. Usually it's $25. You can get that for free. Bonus number 7, that is the most valuable bonus that I'm giving. You can view on my website a PDF document with a combination of comments and feedback that I provide. 13 pages of comments and feedback should be doing when you are writing your career episodes and when you're writing your summary statement. So, or shouldn't really be writing in your career episodes and in your summary statement. Number 8 is or to organize the experiences for you to write your career episodes, and a summary statement assistant as well that will help you to organize your thinking when you are planning your career episodes in your summary statement. Usually it's $100, but you get that free. And then bonus number 9, the last bonus, is a catch-up session with my validation formula students. I've done already once this year. I'm going to do another 2. Actually, I was just going to do 2 this year, but I think I'm going to do 3, where I invite all my students, and then they exchange information, they catch up, they very well, and then everybody learns about that. So I certainly going to invite their success mentoring program. A lot of people, they ask me, oh, Jerison, how much is that's going to cost? Because I miss out the webinar. How much is going to cost? Well, I do between $4,000 and $7,000, but that's a lot of money. I think it's a lot to give individual consulting for you to review and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it takes a lot of time, and here in Australia, time is money. So what I did was, because I don't do individual consulting services, and a lot of people ask me to do something else. So I put together this online mentoring program, which is a group program. So the group kind of split the cost, etc., and I can then reach more people, and I can make and provide this help with an affordable investment. So currently the normal price is $847 for the mentoring group, and with the bonuses included, if you did the account, but it's just $847. I'm giving $150 discount. So for the first 20 students, is $697. So if the price on my website, if you go to my website, www.engineersinaustralia.com/validation-formula. In Instagram, if you go to my bio, there is a link. The first button is the button to go to my website. You will see that the investment is still $697. Is $847. It's because we have already 20 students, and you waited probably a little bit too long. So this offer goes until 27th of June. I'm closing the enrollments for the next group on the 27th of June, this coming Saturday, because the first class is already next Saturday, Saturday week on the 4th of July at 9 a.m. Brisbane time, and it's going to be around. So, and also to write a stronger CDR. And if my mentoring Telegram also didn't really help you, well, you attach a copy of your CDR, so I know that at least you tried to write, and I will return 100% of the money that you paid. So if you paid $697, I'll return $697. If you paid already $847, I will return $847. There's also the you can pay in 3 installments as well. The only thing is that when you pay in 3 installments, it adds up. If you pay in 3 installments, is 3 installments. So what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any particular program, if you have any particular question about the validation process or this, or how to write the CDR, put in the comments in Instagram. If you send me a direct message, I will be replying. In Facebook, you can send me in Messenger. I'm more than happy to. So, but I warn you, just be part of this program if you're really ready. A lot of people, they're probably not ready yet, and I don't want to see people investing money and investing time if they are not ready, because you will get frustrated. If you are busy, if you have other priorities, and I understand. But for other people, the moment is right. A lot of people, well, one person called me just yesterday saying that they needed to quickly join the mentoring program. So for some people, there are some good reasons. For others, perhaps not. If that's not the case for you, perhaps, I don't know if I'm going to open a new group soon, not this year, but next year. But if qualification here in Australia, take the opportunity. It's a great offer with a very affordable price, $697 for like 15 hours of classes and 3 or 4 months of mentoring and all of those bonuses. And I'm probably going to do another live session on Thursday, having some question and answers that I got during my free workshop. And I would like to see you there. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.